Okay, we're back again, guys. Appreciate everybody for being here. I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to get right into it. I do want to give some shout outs first. I want to thank everybody that even if you couldn't tune in to the stream, you still clicked on the link and gave it a thumbs up. That's very helpful. I appreciate you for that because that means we can overcome the algorithms. Those of you that have been waiting in the chat, appreciate you. I did have to push it back. It was supposed to be at 4, but traffic from where I was coming from was just impossible. So I pushed it back to 5. Forgive me for that, but appreciate you all for being here. Again, make sure you give this a thumbs up, share it, get it in front of some eyeballs. And yeah, let's move on. Let's jump right into it. All right. So on today's episode of Alex Jones Was Right, a mother in Illinois just got all of her parental rights stripped because of her vaccination status. And right off the bat, here's what's interesting. As I heard about this story, I had family in town, so we talked about it right away. And my sister was like, there's no way that's real. That there has to be more to the story. This is just not real. I shared the link on Twitter. People on Twitter were like, there's no way this is real. That's not, that there has to be more to the story. But here's what's interesting about that. If I had told you this story happened in Australia, would you have the same reaction? Would you be like, there's no way that that's real? You'd be like, no, Australia's gone. See, people don't think that this stuff can happen here. They keep thinking that's somewhere else. Yeah, it's crazy what's happening in the UK. It's crazy what's happening in France, Canada, Germany, Australia. It's weird and crazy. There's no way it can happen in the United States, except that it's happening in the United States. It's happened in Illinois. So the reaction that people have had is just they're so shocked that it is here that they write it off. They just assume there has to be more to it, but there's not more to it. It's literally just that. So we're going to watch the news story. I'm going to pause it probably a few times in because I have so many questions about this big pharma judge telling somebody that they can't see their kid unless they get a medical procedure.
To a Fox 32 exclusive tonight, a mother says that a Cook County judge has taken away her parental rights after learning that she's not vaccinated.
Dane Placco is live at Daily Plaza with this story. Dane?
Yeah, and what all parties agree is a very unusual, if not unprecedented step. A Cook County judge here at the Daily Center has stripped a Chicago mom of her parenting time because she's refused to get the COVID vaccination shot.
I miss my son more than anything. It's been very difficult. I haven't seen him since August 10th.
August 10th, that's the day Rebecca Furlid appeared in court via Zoom along with her ex-husband for a child support hearing involving their 11-year-old son.
Okay, really quick. Obviously, there could be more to this story. I don't know anything about this woman. Neither do you. We don't know her personally. There could be more to the story, but there hasn't been more on the story reported.
Now, the two share custody or had shared custody in parenting time 50-50. She says out of the blue, Cook County Judge James Shapiro asked her whether she'd been vaccinated. She told him no, she had not because she's had bad reactions to vaccines in the past.
Okay. He asked her if she had been vaccinated. This is supposed to be a custody court hearing, and he asked her if she'd been vaccinated. Is that any of his damn business? I'm sorry. If a judge asks me if I've been vaccinated, regardless of why I'm there, I'll say, that's my personal business. I don't think that I need to be telling you my business. And why the hell do you care? I don't know if I'd word it that way because it is a judge, but I would still be like, I prefer to keep my medical decisions private. That's between me and my doctor. Just saying.
Judge Shapiro then ordered that she be stripped of all parenting time with her son until she gets vaccinated. Over the past 2 weeks, she's been able to talk to him on the phone and via video call, but she has not seen her son in person. Furlid is now appealing that order, saying the judge has no business taking away her parenting rights simply because she's not vaccinated.
I think it's wrong. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about, and he was placing his views on me and taking my son away from me.
But in this case, you have a judge without any matter before him regarding the parenting time of the child deciding, oh, you're not vaccinated, you don't get to see your child until you are vaccinated. That kind of exceeds his jurisdiction.
Now, we talked to the attorney representing the father.
This is disgusting. This is why I had to make a live stream. This is why I had to do just this. Usually I have 2-3 topics. This deserves a lot more attention because now tyranny is here. It's been here for a while. People didn't want to notice it. The story, people are like, I can't believe it. There has to be more to it. This only happens in Australia. No, it happened in Illinois, Chicago, where she was there for a custody situation with her ex-husband. And this judge decides to target her essentially. Like, why is he asking her and not the husband? Right? If she's been vaccinated. What law is on the books that says unless you've received the COVID-19 vaccine, you will lose all of your parental rights? I just want to know where that came from, because it's not a law. It's not a law. It's not a mandate that she has to get vaccinated. It's unscientific completely. What's the science behind that? Okay, let's say that she answered, actually, Your Honor, I was vaccinated. Does that mean that the child is now magically safe from COVID? I mean, the kid probably goes to school. The kid plays in dirt. I don't know how old the kid is. It doesn't really matter. But to suggest that unless you get a medical procedure, you're harming your child is just a reckless conflation. Like, is there anything else going on that the judge could have cited? Clearly, if there was, it was not mentioned in this news broadcast and several others that I'm going to show you. This was purely about this medical procedure.
Jeffrey Leving, you'll be hearing from him next hour. He says they were as surprised by this as anyone, but they support that decision by the judge, saying that given the pandemic, the child should be protected from an unvaccinated mother. We also reached out to the judge and the chief judge's office. They say they cannot comment on this case because it is ongoing. Live at the Daily Center, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Okay, so, like I said, there's some issues with this. Like I said, this is not a law. Now, if it were me, I would proceed as normal. Like, yes, this judge said I can't see my kid, but I'm going to see my kid, right? Now, if she's on drugs, if she's abusive, if she's negligent, that's another story. That would be a reason why maybe, okay, you don't get to see your kid for those reasons. But if those reasons exist, if those all those are contributing factors to why she lost parental rights, but what's cited here is because she hadn't gotten the COVID-19 vaccine, like that's what pushed it over the top. That should not be an issue. That should not be a thing at all. That should not be a reason why you lose custody because you haven't gotten a medical procedure. And she even told the judge the reason why she didn't get the vaccine is because she had an adverse reaction to previous vaccines. So it's not like she's some radical right-wing anti-vaxxer. Oh, no vaccines. She just said that she didn't have this vaccine because she's had issues in the past. That should be a logical, reasonable, rational explanation, as if this judge deserves any of that, because again, it's none of his business. She still provided one and lost custody to her child. And if you think that this is the only incident where this is happening, this is the only one that we know of so far. This happened on August 10th. But if you think that this is it, that this is just going to be a one thing, you're mistaken. So all the people acting shocked, I can't believe this, there has to be more to it. Again, if it happened in Australia, you wouldn't be shocked because you'd be like, yeah, that's what happens over there. No, it's happening here now too. What happens there can easily happen here. And it's starting to happen here. The judge, who is this judge? This James J. Shapiro. That's the judge in Cook County, Illinois. If you want to find out who that judge is, I don't know. Who is the judge though, man? Like, he's deciding to be bold, take some bold action. I'm going to be the first judge in the country to deny parental rights unless you've gotten this vaccine. And he cited, and I'm going to pull up this article here. Let me share my screen again. There's an article where the judge, both the judge and the attorney for the husband, say that this is protecting children. This is about protecting the child. This, to me, does more harm than good because the child is going to be denied access to his mom. That impairs the relationship. If you're going to separate families. I thought we weren't supposed to do that. I thought that was bad and wrong. And I thought only racist Donald Trump separated children from their parents. But no, you got judges in Illinois randomly just arbitrarily enforcing this whole COVID-19 vaccine. Like, wait, when did this come? When did this new law get enacted? When was that, passed by the state legislature? When did that become a federal law? A state law, a federal law, a county law? When did that become law that you have to take the COVID-19 vaccine to parent your child? Okay. Now, I mean, he's not following the science, because if this kid somehow contracted COVID from his vaccinated mother, because that is possible that it could happen, then what would the judge say? What would this attorney say? Because the attorney's statement, as it relates to this, he said, he was shocked over the judge's decision, but he supports it. Of course he supports it, because his client is the father. So he wants the father to have full custody. But he said, there are children who have died because of COVID. I think every child should be safe. And I agree that the mother should be vaccinated. Just completely discounting her experience with previous vaccines. He's just saying, I don't think he actually believes this. He was probably put on the spot. What do you think about this surprise ruling? It's probably like, I agree with the judge. What else could he say? Right? While he's representing a client it's in his interest to probably have full custody. But you would think that, man, if this was a civil situation, you would think maybe the ex-husband could say something like, I don't know if that's completely fair that the kid doesn't get to see his mom. Again, there's probably some backstory, but if it doesn't involve some domestic dispute, if it doesn't have anything to do with directly the child's safety, then this judge overstepped his boundary. He's outside of his jurisdiction, like her attorney rightfully pointed out. It's just crazy, man. And it's doing more harm than good. This whole authoritarian approach, we're going to protect children by muzzling them, by separating them from their unvaccinated parents who are so dangerous to them. I fully expect this to end up in the Supreme Court. This might be a landmark case. I don't know. But if we start seeing this as a new precedent, like you start seeing more cases like this, where they threaten your parental rights, like Alex Jones said they would do, take away your children if you don't get vaccinated. I don't know what you guys would do. What would you do in that situation? Feel free to let me know. If they told you, hey, either you get Big Pharma's latest product or we're taking your kids from you, what do you do? I can only imagine what the responses will be in the comments to this, but this is complete psychotic authoritarian overreach. It's coming from a judge. It's coming from Surgeon General. It's coming from the White House. It's coming from corporations. The walls appear to be closing in, but again, the answer is to just say no. If enough people say no, all this goes away. That's the thing. The solution to this complex problem has never been simpler. You just need enough people to say no. We're not doing it. We're not going to comply. We believe in medical freedom, medical autonomy, bodily autonomy. Nobody gets to decide what goes into your body but you. That's not a radical idea. That's not right wing. It's not extremist. It's not domestic terrorist threat. It's just the reality. That's just the truth. If you want to live the way God intended you to live, then do it. If you want to submit to the tyranny, if you want to open your door and welcome it in your house, if you want to bow to this virus and live out the rest of your days in a pathetic state of fear, do it. But do it as far away from me as you possibly can, because I'm not gonna live there with you. Problem with these people that just live in fear is they want company. They don't just want to live in fear alone. They want company. They want you to bow and submit to what they're doing. So this isn't just some one-off thing. This is, or I'm talking about like the news reporting. This is Fox 32 Chicago that got the exclusive interview with the mother. But This has been reported on by Daily Mail, Yahoo, Fox News reported on it. RT reported on it. Newsweek has reported on it. There's a bunch of news outlets reporting on this. I saw a news outlet in Atlanta reporting on it. So, and they're all saying that the reason she lost custody is because she was unvaccinated, not because she was on drugs or abusive or negligent, because she was unvaccinated. To me, that's 1,000 times worse than we'll fire you if you don't get the jab. This is, we're taking your child from you unless you get this shot. Who the hell is this judge to tell this woman she needs to get a shot in order to be a mother? When she already said, which is actually irrelevant when you think about it, she told the judge that the reason she didn't get it is because she's had a bad reaction to vaccines in the past. But that's not even relevant because it's none of that judge's business. He has no right to tell her what she can and can't do. So I don't know what she's doing to lawyer up beyond this. I don't know if she might get some pro bono representation, maybe from somebody that wants to really take this on, put their name on the map, or if they just want to do it out of the goodness of their heart, as this elevates to at least the Illinois State Supreme Court. I would love to see this appeal go through for her, because this is so wrong and so evil. These people are just rotten to the core. Rotten to the core. Take this article, share it with everybody you know, share with all the pro-vaxxers, share with everyone who is an extreme authoritarian, share with everybody who thinks they know what's best for your body, even though your doctor may have not even recommended it for you. They're like, your doctor's stupid. You need to trust Fauci. Fauci is the doctor. There are people out there that think that. You need to trust Fauci, trust the CDC, trust all the science, even though this judge didn't trust the science, because even if she got the shot, her kid is still vulnerable to COVID because people who have gotten vaccinated can still shed the virus. So this was just straight up arbitrary, authoritarian overreach, just straight up, I'm taking your kid from you because. So all the people that side with science and they think that they know what's best for you and you're just an idiot and a conspiracy theorist and you're really stupid and unintelligent and less worthy of oxygen because you don't want to get the shot, because you're not gullible, because you don't bow to what's on television. They think you're the idiot. Share this article with them. Share this story with them and see if they can watch it with a straight face. See if they can agree and be like, yeah, actually, she should lose custody to their kids. I mean, we've already seen Mark Dice interview people on the beach. I guarantee you I could go somewhere, maybe not in Florida. I guarantee you I could go somewhere with a microphone, stick a microphone in somebody's face, and they would say, without me leading them into it, they can say, yes, I think anti-vaxxers should be arrested. Yes, I think that they should be separated from society. Yes, if you question the election, yes, if you use hate speech online, you should be arrested. You should be quarantined away from society because you don't belong. That is how sick and dangerous the mindset of a lot of people in the country are. That's the truth. A lot of people have that mindset. Do as I say, and it should be backed by the threat of force. That's why they vote big government in, because they want their views to be pushed onto you with the threat of force. Basically at gunpoint. You need to have my worldview, and I'm going to hold a gun to your head until you have the worldview. That's essentially what it is. It's not hyperbole. Laws are just the opinions of people backed by the threat of force. The threat of force is putting you in a cage, taking your money away, holding you at gunpoint. That's what this is. That's what if you boiled it all the way down, that's what it is. Some people who think that you need to adopt their worldview believe it should be enforced at gunpoint, meaning laws, mandates, force, coercion. They support it. But maybe this will be an eye-opening story for people, because like I said at the beginning, if you just joined, when I first read about the story, my family was here and I showed them right away and they were shocked because they couldn't believe it. They're like, there has to be more to this story. And to be fair, maybe there is. But why would so many news outlets leave out the other details? It wouldn't be hard to just be like, yeah, the judge did say that if she's unvaccinated, she can't see her kid, but she's also a raging alcoholic. She abused the kid. They didn't say any of that. It could have been easy to say that just to uphold the narrative that it's bad if you don't get the shot. Right? They could have done that, but they didn't. Is it because that information doesn't exist, or because they want this to happen? They want people to see that they're serious about it. You know, so it could just be about this vaccine. It could be more, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's just literally she didn't get vaccinated. Somebody had to start this ball rolling, right? They're serious about making everyone take the shot. They want to reach 100% vaccination. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. It's not going to happen. You're not getting a shot in my body. I know that much. So you might get 99.999% of people. You won't get me. Give me liberty or give me death. I'm on record. I will die on the hill of freedom, period. There's some people who just want to submit. They want to be controlled. They love to be governed. They'll just bend over and take it. They just love government domination. Let them have it. But me alone. So pray for this mother. I mean, this is psychotic, you guys. This is so crazy. Let me bring the screen over here. In the chat, I want to read some of the chat before I sign off. This is going to be short. It's only been 21 minutes. Just make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. Share it. It's Fox 32 News. If you want to, you can literally Google the story. The name of the woman is Rebecca Furlet, and the judge is James Shapiro. So if you Google either one of those names, or just Google mother loses child because of vaccination status, you're going to get at least 10 stories on it. Somebody said, if not us, who? If not now, when? Like I said, all of this goes away, guys. All of it goes away if enough people just say, hell no. You just need enough people to say no. We outnumber these authoritarians. I'm not calling for violence. I'm calling for massive civil disobedience. You can't reason your way out of tyranny. You can't vote your way out of this tyranny. You just have to stand up to it. You have to stand up to it. They only do this because they can. Because it works on some people. Now, will she go ahead and get the shot? She may just forego all of the legal battles. She may not even want to go down that road. She's going to have to pay a lawyer. It's going to be hard for her at this point. I don't know what her financial situation is. Maybe she's got a GoFundMe, except GoFundMe will probably strike it down. Maybe she has enough money saved up to actually fight this. Maybe she wants to, go ahead and be that person. Maybe she wants to be part of a landmark decision from a Supreme Court, because that's where it's going to go. This has never happened before. This is unprecedented. Again, if it's just about the vaccine, if it's not anything else that she may have been doing, or maybe she's unfit, who knows? But if it's just about her vaccination status, which again, isn't that judge's damn business, then it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And if they rule in her favor, then boom, there you go. This is huge. But this only works if people comply. So if we find out that she ends up getting the shot just because she can see her kid, hey, who am I to judge her for that? I cannot judge her for that. She's allowed to make whatever decision she wants. And we're talking about her son, a relationship with her son. If she decides to get the shot for that reason, more power to her. And who are you to judge, or me to judge and say that's screwed up? But it still sucks because she caved. If she does do that, I guess we have to wait and see what happens. But that's it. That's all I had to say on this one. This is wild stuff. People acting shocked and in disbelief because it's happening in the United States. But if I said it happened in New Zealand, Australia, Germany, or the UK, you'd be like, wow, that's crazy. It's crazy what they're dealing with over there across the pond. Nope, they're dealing with this in Illinois. So D Professor said kids removed from 2 homes here in New Mexico. No news, nothing. Small blurb in a local paper. Send me the article. Send me the article. Blast it out, because like this could be happening other places. It very well could be happening all over the country right now, but we don't know about it because it's not getting news coverage. This particular situation took place on August 10th. That's what, 2.5 weeks ago? And we're just now hearing about it. So it's possible that this is happening right now as we speak all over the country. And those parents need to have a voice, whether it's from me or a bigger YouTuber, somebody with a bigger platform. Maybe it'll trickle up to some bigger names. Maybe Don Jr., somebody with more than 1 million followers can blast it out so that more people can get outraged and wake up and stand in solidarity with this mother, with millions of people potentially who may be dealing with this. I mean, this is just, I'm not really shocked, because I've been saying for weeks, if it can happen in Australia, it can happen here. Australia's over there building health camps, which are concentration camps. They're building them in Australia because the pandemic, they have no plans for it ending. If this was just short-term, temporary, why are you building an entire structure to house people? Does that make any sense? If this is just supposed to be temporary. But yeah, protest all over Illinois. They need to, Rachel, hopefully. Are people in Illinois outraged, or are they just like, well, it ain't my kid, she should get the jab? Those people, watch out for those people. People like that, they'll be the first ones to be crushed by the government. They'll be the first ones. People that are just sit by nonchalant, well, it's not me, until it is you. And then you'll be wishing somebody spoke up for you. Looks like those FEMA coffins from long ago will be put to use soon. I wouldn't doubt it, man. These are times that nobody has ever lived in before. We've never seen this level of politicization. We've never seen this much threats. We've never seen this much fear. We've never seen this much coercion to get a medical procedure. We're not talking the bubonic plague. We're not talking measles. We're not talking polio. But, you know, the biggest problems I've had from the beginning of this is the fact that it's been politicized beyond belief. The fact that alternative or dissenting information from credible, like medical doctors and scientists, has all been suppressed. They're saying there's absolutely no downsides whatsoever. The fact that you cannot sue the vaccine companies if you are damaged, even though you may be forced by your employer, or they'll fire you. You can't sue your employer. You can't sue the vaccine company, but they're telling you to get it. There's all these campaigns. It's constantly jammed down our throats. So much fear. Constant fear. And then the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. Either we're in a public health emergency or we're not. Because if we are, all the people screaming, get vax, wear your mask, you're crazy if you don't do it. We're radio silent when Lollapalooza just happened in Chicago 3 weeks ago. They said nothing about Barack Obama's birthday bash super spreader event when 75 people caught COVID. Instead, the news told you they're sophisticated. Please fact check it. If somebody's watching, they think that I'm just lying and I'm just full of it, literally fact check it. Google it and see how many people caught COVID after Obama's birthday party. You know, these elites that are sophisticated are out here spreading this virus that we're all supposed to be afraid of. Our southern border's open, but we're all supposed to be afraid of this virus. We're flying over Afghan refugees. We don't know their vaccination status. We don't know if they carry any other variants. We don't know if they're terrorists. We don't know anything about them, but we got to house them anyway. At least Republican governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, thinks we should just resettle them right here in this swing state. Let me not even go down that rabbit hole. But the point I'm making is so much hypocrisy. Either we're in a public health emergency and it's super deadly and dangerous and everyone needs to get vaccinated, wear a mask, or we're not. But you don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to clamor for open borders. You don't get to overlook all of these hypocrites out there being caught without a mask, people like Nancy Pelosi and the rest that have been caught violating the norms, the orders that they put you under, Muriel Bowser, Lori Lightfoot. You don't get to ignore all of that and then wag your finger in a family member's face. You didn't do what I did. You're not moral. You don't want to save humanity. Look at me. I'm saving everyone. Pat me on the back. This is narcissism. You just want people to think that you're awesome because you got a shot. So you literally wear it like a badge of honor. I got my Fauci ouchie. Here's my card. It's like, it's so cringe, but it's also like, okay, cool. Good for you. But don't act like you're wearing a superhero cape and you're saving humanity because you got a shot. Leave other people alone. Their decisions are between them and their doctor, unless you're going to say you're smarter than every single doctor that advised some of their patients not to get it for one reason or another. That's all I can say. I'm not even going to talk in circles, guys. I want you to enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will be back on Monday. We're going to do live streams every day next week. Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Starting on Monday, actually, I'll be hosting. Hold on for a second. Kevin Kiley, Republican candidate for governor in California. He'll be a guest on my channel Monday, so be on the lookout for that. I got to make the graphic and everything for it tonight, so be on the lookout for that. Every day next week, we're getting back to it. Live streams every single day, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in today. Give it a thumbs up, please. Share it. Get this information in front of some eyeballs. It's not just Australia. It's not just UK. It's not Canada. It's Chicago, Illinois, right in America's heartland. Tyranny is right here in America. And the solution is literally for enough people to be brave and say no. So God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next stream.